Welcome all you Geminis to your monthly reading for the month of May, and we have been looking at the chakras each month starting in January at the root chakra. So here we are in month number 5, and so we are up to the throat chakra, which we have all the beautiful colors of the throat chakra here present. And so this reading we're going to be asking for this month just how and where can we communicate more clearly in our lives. And we're going to start off with pulling a card here from the Secret Oracle, another beautiful blue. And this is just going to be generally for the month of May what the Creator wants you to know around your communication and your clarity. So where in your life or how can you be more clear in your communication? Okay. And they say they just wanted this one right here. So we'll put that over here. Being bullheaded. Uh-oh. I know I have air in my chart too, so I know I can definitely in my communication be very, very stubborn and, come across in a way that if I'm not careful, it comes across like what I'm saying is right and what you're saying is wrong, and that ends up with a bullfight, right? So I love this card coming in for us because we want all the information we can get. So I'm just going to put that right there. And let me just take a look here. See, that was being bullheaded. So let me just find that in the book here and we'll see what other energy comes in. And it says, disagreements can arise in any relationship. We all have an opinion, isn't that for sure? We all want to be heard. Unfortunately, there are times when opinions clash and friends or loved ones become foe. Things can go from bad to worse when one or both parties believe that their actions are 100% justified and in turn take an unyielding, hard-line stance that feels like punishment. The warring parties withdraw their support. They give each other the cold shoulder. They refuse to discuss the matter or apologize because, in their minds, they both believe that they are right and the other is wrong. And like the Minotaur message here, they choose to be bullheaded. However, there are times when we need to ask ourselves whether the end of a relationship is worth the price of being right. What do we truly stand to lose by being stubborn if we choose to insist that we are right for all the wrong reasons? Sometimes, unless the argument reveals an absence of respect or that core values are not shared, we need to yield and be open to compromise. We can be mindful that sometimes both sides of an argument or dispute can have a foundation of truth and integrity. Contradictory points of view can both be valid, and sometimes a concession needs to be made so peace and harmony can be maintained or restored. If love is more important than being right, you need to make a choice to dull those horns and meet somewhere in the middle. Don't let a wounded ego, pride, or stubbornness be the driving force behind your actions. Yeah. So we all can relate to that. I'm sure we've either been on both sides of that or at least one side of those kind of conversations in our lives. And this really reminds me of the 5 of Swords energy in the tarot, which is about our opinions, our beliefs, our expectations, our standpoints, and usually there's, someone standing in there with a sword and there's swords on the ground, which is other people's thoughts and beliefs, and people are walking away. And it very much is, you may have won the battle and proved that your small t truth of your ego in this human world was more true than their small t truth of their human ego. And you won the battle, but you lost the war because now you no longer have their friendship anymore. And I love that they mention, when it comes down to it, once we step out of our fears, because we fight and we flee when we're in fear. And so that's why we feel we need to defend our little small t truths, is because we feel that what does it mean about me if that's untrue? and the other person is thinking the same thing, and that's why you're battling. So I love that. We'll dig in more here, of course. And if you're new to my channel, what I do each month is I take a tarot deck and I split out the major arcana from the 4 suits of the minor arcana. And for the major arcana, it's like this card where it represents just the overall energy, the overall message for the month of May. So we'll see what else they want you to know about this bullheadedness and having that compromise and avoiding the conflict. And maybe if we, sometimes we grow tired if we're the one that is always reaching out our hand, after an altercation to apologize, and then we get the half-hearted apology from the other person, and then you go forward, and then you get another argument and have a battle, and they're the ones that just are even more stubborn, and so you are the one that reaches out. But you get to have this point too in this month with this altercations of the past or anything that comes up in May, and just kind of see, is it worth it? If you do love them enough where you want to, have this clear communication, then maybe it's time for a real heart-to-heart, not out of anger, but with love, and just say, every time we have an argument, I'm the one that has to reach out, and I don't want to do that anymore. If we're going to have these arguments where we give each other the cold shoulder, then maybe we shouldn't be in a relationship or friends. And is that what you want? And if they're like, oh my God, no. Okay, well then let's have some sort of signal that when we start to get upset, let's pause and either have something that we laugh about, like maybe you draw pictures of you both with bull horns, or you make the horn symbol, like two horns on the side of your head, and go, okay, we're being bullheaded, let's take a break, so do something like that. Anyway, so what else would you like our Geminis to know, please? Okay, there we go. And yeah, so you have the Hanged Man. And this is so perfect for what you're talking about, because this is literally seeing things from a different perspective. And I love that this message is coming in here for you too, because they're basically saying, take a breather and try to see it from their point of view. Try not to get defensive, and actually put yourself in their shoes and go, okay, I'm trying to prove my point, but you are too. So let me listen to what you have to say without it being just an act preparing for the rebuttal. If you are really, really listening, then you are, your mind is not going, okay, I'm going to say this about that, and I'm going to prove that wrong with this, and blah, blah, blah. Really listen, not, listen to prepare for your, surprise attack or your reaction to what they're saying. So I love that. That's beautiful. And then we're going to move into the 4 suits of the minor arcana. And what the 4 suits of the minor arcana represent is like 4 different areas of your life, of your human existence. And we're going to start off with the Wands suit, which is the fire element. And that represents your drive, your ambition, your aha inspiration, your passion, and also represents like your energy, even your spiritual energy. So this will be what the Creator wants you to know for the month of May around this communication, what your energetic adventure looks like. So for our Geminis, what would you like them to know about their energetic? Okay, they do want that one there. Actually, you get 2 for this one. And you have the 7 of Wands. And I laugh because this is about defensiveness. So see how they have their wand, and they have they're at the top of the hill, at the top, and these other ones are the wands. These are other people with the other opinions, trying to impose their opinions. But this is like a message like, you don't have to be defensive. You have the higher ground in your experience, because if you take the time to see things from a higher perspective, from an unconditionally loving perspective, you'll be able to see where they're coming from. But there's also like this message that comes when this particular reading for this particular card for you, in that you have the higher ground always, because no one can ever make you choose to believe anything that they're saying. They could, beyond shadow of a doubt, prove something, and you can be like, nope, I don't believe you. Obviously, that's the way sometimes we feel anyway, right? Like we feel like I've given you all the proof that you need, and you're still holding on to your opinion. I can't believe it. It's like, but that is the power we hold, and there's kind of that confidence in that. In fact, when they're reminding me, I used to supervise an escalated call line at a call center once, and I used to teach my reps, because we can get so defensive when people are attacking us because we feel out of control. And I tell them, think of it in this mindset. At any second, you could say something that will trigger them off, and you know exactly what you could say to trigger the other person. And just having that power, knowing that you could knowingly push their button and watch them flip out, there's this control in that. There's this feeling of safety, so you don't feel out of control anymore, so you don't get defensive, and then you really do have this ability to listen to the other person without planning to try to convince them otherwise. You're just like, you know what, I could win if I wanted to, but I'm going to choose not to. I'm going to look from the higher perspective. I'm going to take the higher road in a way, right? Yeah, because here you have the 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Wands is, this is all this energy, all this burden that you're carrying, and you are tired of it. The 10 is endings and new beginnings for this. You have had these battles. You've experienced what you've wanted to experience with having all these altercations, at least in this particular relationship, and these, that are coming up to your face, that you're realizing, at least during May, and you're ready to let that go. You're ready for this new transition, ready to move into this new way of having a peaceful communication, have clear communication, loving communication. We're also going to pull from these beautiful energy oracle cards just to see what other energy the Creator wants you to know about your energy adventure during May. Just give these a couple shuffles here. All right. So for our Geminis, what else would you like them to know about their energetic adventure, please? Okay, they do want this one right here. Yeah, you've got envy. And I love the 20 here too, because when you add 2 plus 0 together, you get 2. So there's 2 sides to every story. And, envy, jealousy, is such a core. And so there's this energy that's coming in here, that just understanding where other people are coming from, and what I'm feeling, and it's not such an envious feeling, but what they're showing me is, when you envy someone or someone envies someone else, they want to be in their shoes. They're like, they wish they had what the other person had. And it's like they're reversing the energy and saying, it's not about you wanting to be in someone else's shoes and someone else wanting to be in yours, but it's about you stepping into someone else's shoes and seeing it from their perspective, which is very interesting. We'll see what else they say in here with this energies here from the book. Lack and dissatisfaction. Yes. And I feel like this dissatisfaction is what you have. You're no longer, doesn't feel good to win anymore, or even to battle. You're just tired of conflict, especially everything that's been going on in the world for decades, but more specifically these last couple of years, at least in the United States especially. So much conflict between political parties, between races and religions, and just everything. It's like, I'm just tired of conflict. Can't we just all, forgive one another and say, let's move forward together instead of fighting against each other so much? But this card just shows a woman holding a huge pearl in her hand and a platter of coins and pearls in the other. She stands in a silver room looking out at a golden city on the horizon. She has a life of value already, but she ignores that and longs for the shining prosperity she sees elsewhere. Instead of feeling happy and fulfilled, her desire for more only causes a deep sense of lack and dissatisfaction, and that energy shows in her dress. This card upright is telling you to let go of the jealousy and acknowledge the blessings you already have in your life. Now is the time to shift your focus. After all, when you envy others, it only attracts more to them, not to you. Notice all that you have and thank the universe for it. If this card is, it's not, it says if it's near an appreciation card, which we're not going to pull another one, so we don't have to do this. But it is this time of change for you to change your focus. And I love that because it's like focus on what you do have in your life, and you don't need to defend your small t truths is what it comes into being here. It's like, let everyone else believe what they want to believe. That is the message of the Five of Swords that I was talking about earlier. It's you move from this place, you get to see these capital T truths of the higher realm. You see things from a higher perspective, a different perspective, and then you let the small t truths just fall away. You let other people live how they want to live, and you get to choose how you want to live, and you don't have to defend yourself. You know, people are like, wait a minute, you shouldn't believe that way. And you're like, okay, well, if we're going to talk about, you know, what we shouldn't believe, do you want me to list all the things that you shouldn't live and let me tell you how you should live your life? And they're like, oh, no. All right, well, let's just let each other live our lives and focus on our commonalities and leave it at that. Let's not struggle. Let's focus on love, not war, right? And then we're going to move into the next suit. Now, where this is your spirit, we're going to talk about the mind and the emotions. This is the suit of Pentacles, which is the earth element. This is the only one that is about the outside world. So these are all the characters that are on stage with you, living this beautiful, you know, romantic comedy, drama, horror, action picture that we're all involved in. And in your possessions and even your physical body, all those things in the physical world. So this is what the Creator wants you to know about your physical experience during the month of May regarding these situations. Okay. There we go. Yeah, Three of Pentacles. And this is a card about being your authentic self and not worried about what other people say. And so that fits into what I was pretty much just talking about too. Because they have two people in here, or two animals in this case, but so this is you. And you're creating this beautiful cathedral and this beautiful work of art, which is all about you expressing your beautiful talents and that unconditional love inside you in your unique way. It's like you get to do that. And then you have two individuals that are there. And there's a story that Spirit gave me around those two individuals, which I was like, wow, I just think it's really cool. It's not kind of the standard explanation, but one of them is like someone that's like a backstabber, a dream breaker, you know, individuals trying to force you to believe and do what they think you should do. The naysayers and, you know, you're never going to do it that. Why are you even doing that? You're not going to make any money at that. You're not going to be successful. You should do this other stuff. Blah, 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 blah. And we're like, we boot them to the outside of our circle, right? We don't want to surround ourselves every day with all that negativity. So we're like, boom, we just want to do that, right? Well, this other one is the person that is a supporter. They're saying, I'm so proud of you and you're doing things so well and I can't wait to see what you do with this. And we're excited about that. Our ego loves to have support and affirmations and validation from the outside. And that person is more able to pull us off of our authentic path than that other. And so, you know, because that person, after they say all that stuff, they might say, but have you ever thought of doing it this way? And because we don't want them to move from that support camp to the naysayer camp, we might alter because we don't want to lose that support. So this card is this message of don't look to the outside for that validation. You have something very unique to bring. You don't have to worry about other people's opinions. They're going to believe what they're going to believe, but this is all about live your life the way that you want to live it, and don't try to control everyone else. That's what this Ten of Wands is all this energy you put into trying to make everyone be who you think they should be. And then when they try it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't like this feeling. And it's like, yeah, no one likes to feel that feeling of being told how you're failing or how you should do something. We all want to be free and be able to express the true us, not the fearful us. But when we're not in fear, that truthful us that we express this authentically from the inside out is beautiful. We're also going to see what else they want to mention to you here through this Oracle of E, and just see what other message that the Creator has for you regarding your external experience during the month of May. All right, so what else for our Geminis, please? Okay, you want that. Actually, they do want to give you 2. And the first one is X-ray vision, another number 2. So you had 20, and now you have 2. I'll read that one here. Let's move this one over. And then you also have talking smack. Yep, that's kind of fitting, isn't it? So let's look at X-ray vision first. And that one says, ignore everything in your life that suggests there's a problem. It's time to look past the illusory veil of petty struggles. As soon as you take your attention off all that appears wrong, you will begin to notice all sorts of right signs and clues. The universe is throwing buckets of clear guidance your way. So see beyond the surface and the superficial. Soak in the deeper meaning. Soak in the refreshing water of capital T truth. That's exactly what we're talking about, right? I love that. And then talking smack. That small thinking you've been doing, the small T truths, right? Get over it. There is no reason to compare yourself to others because there is no other like you. The only person capable of putting you down is you. So all that remains are 3 little questions, like 3 little pentacles. Why? That is great. So that definitely reinforces everything we've been talking about here. So I love that. And then we're going to move into the sword suit, which is the air element, which is your air sign, Gemini. So this is not anything that would scare you because this is where you live and breathe. It's like, oh yeah, this is the thinking and, you know, my mind and thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and attitudes and expectations. I know about all this. So this will be just what the Creator wants you to know about your mental adventure during the month of May. So imagine this is going to be around small T truths, looking higher to those. No, they don't. I was going to say, do you want 5 of those? Like, no, these 2 are it. And you have the 9 of swords. Yep, this is like kind of like almost like this 10 of wands, where all these swords are all those expectations, those thoughts, those beliefs, those mindsets that you've been trying to make yourself obey and you know, fit in, because these are the conditional love laws. I have to do all this stuff to be lovable and acceptable. And this is also what you're trying to make everyone else obey and do, because you want, if you're going to hold yourself accountable for all these, by golly, everyone else is too. But this is like called the nightmare and insomnia card. All this could be keeping you up at night or giving you nightmares. But it's great because the 9s are also about an internal search. And so this is bugging you and bothering you because you are ready to dive deep into your thoughts and beliefs and your mindsets so that you can move from those small T truths, which is all these, to the capital T truths of love from above. Yep, and then you have the Knave of Swords, which would be the Page of Swords in the Standard Tarot. And this right here is the Ace of Swords that they're wielding there. And this Ace of Swords does 2 things. It allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, and at the same time also cut away those thoughts and those beliefs, those small T truths that no longer serve you. So this is about this new new truths coming in for you, seeing things from a different perspective. It really is this higher perspective that's coming in for you. The swords also are about messages and communication as well. So this is new communication coming in for you, which I love to see, because that means that you really are taking this to heart and you are really wanting to have true communication with another individual, not just patching up wounds that your guys are going to reopen later, but you're just ready for this movement of this energy from the old ways into a completely new way of looking at things. So I love that. We're also going to pull from this clarity deck, and I love this this group. Girls Gone Happy are the ones that produce this. So regardless of how you identify, male or female or whatever, in between and outside of that, we are all honorary Girls Gone Happy for this reading. All right. So what for our Geminis? What else would you like them to know about their mental adventure during May, please? What else? Okay. That one wants to be seen. Okay, that is it. And you've got anger. Well, what is making you angry? What does this anger teach you about your current priorities? What are your next steps to address these priorities? Yeah, we were talking about that at the beginning, right? What is more important to you? To be right? Or to have their friendship and relationship, or whatever kind of interaction it might be. Kind of a clear message coming through here, which I love. And then the last suit we're going to look at is the Suit of Cups, which is the water element, and that, of course, is our emotions. So this is going to be what your emotional adventure looks like during the month of May. So for our Geminis, okay, actually, I do want this one right here. Yep, you have the Four of Cups. And this is great because fours are a very stable number. And so this is about emotional stability for May. And these three cups represent the three areas of our life where we try to find emotional satisfaction. One is relationships. One is circumstances like jobs, education, social status, whatever kind of situational type of stuff. And then this one is the physical world, like our possessions, our bank accounts, our bodies. All three of those things are unstable. So if this was the Three of Cups, which is actually the joy card, it's like, it's a temporary joy though, because these three things are unstable. If they bring us a feeling of joy or satisfaction at all, it's short-lived. It's kind of like eating an Oreo. You eat one and then you want another one and another one. Or Pringles. I must be hungry. But because these are unstable, because relationships, people change or pass away, situations never stay the same, and things, of course, break down, deteriorate, or are stolen. So this one, I love the way they do it, because they're having like this meditative situation here. They've grown bored with these have not satisfied them, so they're ready to look higher from this different perspective, right? And then here is the Creator, here's Spirit bringing in this beautiful Ace of Cups. This is the Holy Grail. This is the chalice. It's full of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things, which is what will bring us our fulfillment, which will bring us our wholeness. That is the seeing things from this higher perspective. So you do have this love that's being brought in, this emotion, this higher place that allows you to transform these things as well. We're also going to pull from these Spirit Junkie deck. And since this is the last big deck we're going to pull from, we're still going to pull at least one card from this little deck, but this is the last big card. So this can be more about your emotional adventure, but also going to be a wild card, which can be whatever else the Creator wants you to know about the month of May. So this is for the final big card for Geminis. Oh, okay. You actually got a couple here. Actually, you got 4. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the first one says, when I see good in others, I acknowledge it out loud. Beautiful. So yeah, see the good in others instead of what they're disagreeing with you about, right? Because what you look for, you will find. Then you have, I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of a miracle. Yeah. So instead of trying to convince them to come over to your way of thinking, really understand that if they have moved into a defensive mode, they're in fight or flight. And what that really is a cry for love. So send them love in a prayer, a meditation, a hug, an action, whatever it is. Instead of getting defensive and going to battle with them, give them love instead. Yep. My high vibe thoughts create health in my body, peace in my mind, and love in my heart. Yes, so this, if you aren't in a place where you're caring about that other person yet, realize that doing all this is so much more healthy for your body, because when you're in fight or flight, when you're defensive and fighting, your body is shutting down. Your immune system is shutting down. Your digestive system is shutting down. There's so much stuff. Your nervous systems are getting flooded with adrenaline, so it puts your body at dis-ease, which means you can get ill. And so the biggest thing for your health and your peace of mind and to fill your heart with love instead of fear is to do everything that we've talked about here. So this is for you as well. Yep, and then you are ready to go big, rise up and step into your power. And that kind of reflects back to what I was talking about too, how, you hold the power of a situation. You realize, you know what? I can choose to battle with them and trigger them and have all this, crap just flood into our friendship and our relationships and our interactions. Or I can use my big power and go, you know what? I know that I could do all that, but I'm going to choose differently. And so I want to feel my power in that way. So love it. And then the last cards are from the heart affirmations. And I'm just going to see what the final message that the Creator has for all our Geminis for May. For this communication anyway, this particular reading. And they want this one right here. And they said just one. Yeah. I create loving action, which sets my soul free as I grow with gratitude. That pretty much sums it up, don't it? I'm going to put that right here in the middle. I love that for you. Definitely creating loving actions instead of defensive actions. So I am loving this. I know in the beginning it's like, oh no, but it's such a freeing and empowering just transformation of energy for your interactions. And so I really do love this for you, Geminis. So I'm going to leave the reading there. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these monthly readings for each zodiac sign, I also put out weekly energy updates for each of the elements like fire signs, air signs, etc., and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click this like button, also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to this notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love. Because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to a channel, it makes the YouTube algorithm so happy it wants to share those videos of that channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am grateful for that. Also, it helps my channel grow, and I thank you for that as well. These also are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information for your specific life, I do offer personal readings currently, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, Geminis, as you go through this wonderful month and each and every second of every day of your life, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing month. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.